Hello, all you fifth graders out there in computer land. And today we are on our next episode of the Decimal of the Day show. Let's hear it, audience out there. I can't hear you clapping. Clap a little bit louder. I know that none of my audience members out there are going to be a bump on a pickle, because a bump on a pickle just sits there and does nothing. So go get your math journal. Hopefully you have a math journal so all of your notes are collected right there, or you can get paper pencil. What I want you to do is pause the video, go get that if you need to, come back, leave the video paused, and I want you to write this decimal number in word form. Go to it, audience members. I'm so glad you're back. Remember, you have to say this decimal before you can write it in word form. There's a whole number there. It's 10. So that's the first thing that you're going to write down. You know that the decimal point says and. A decimal has a first name and a last name, as you know. The first name is just the number that you see, and I see 63. So that's what I'm going to write down. Now I have to determine the decimal's last name, and I do that by looking at the last place value spot where the 3 is. You should have already memorized. It's tenths, then hundredths, or a strategy could be to look on your place value chart, or you can use the trick I've told you. Put a 1 over the ones place, put zeros over the other numbers. When you look, you see the number 100. That means the 3 is in the hundredths place. Check your papers and see if you have it correct. If you do, you have won absolutely nothing. Except, of course, the satisfaction of knowing that you've done a good job. The next thing that we're going to do is write this decimal number in expanded form. I know this 1 is in the tens place. So 1 times 10. Several of you last week in doing the expanded form work, you had your parentheses in the wrong places. So I want you to pay particular attention. The parentheses go around the whole place value. So all of that is the tens place, okay? You don't just put it around the 10. Plus, there's nothing in the ones place, so I really don't need to write 0 times 1. I can, but it would be more efficient to just leave it blank. I have a 6 in the tenths place. What a lot of you were doing is just putting the tenth in the parentheses like that. That's not correct. You have to put the whole place value in. So, because that's talking about the entire tenths place, okay? So make sure those parentheses are done correctly. That's how you'll see it on a test if you are going to take one. And we have a 3 in the 100ths place. I was super pleased with the great job. Just about everybody made a 100 on your expanded form of decimals. The only thing you need to work on is a few of you just were a little bit confused about where those parentheses go, okay? So, now what I want you to do on your paper is I want you to write the number 10 and 63 hundredths, draw a line, 10 and 63 hundredths, draw a line. I want you to round this one to the nearest whole number. That's the symbol for number. And I want you to round this one to the nearest tenth. So go ahead and push pause on the video. Take care of doing that, and when you come back, we'll check it. Now, I'm going to get someone from the audience to come and help me with that. Okay, can I get a volunteer to come up and help me do that? How about you? Boys and girls, I'm a little worried about her. She thinks there's an audience here. Well, Joe, there is an audience. They're all out there in computer land. But they can't come up here. Oh, okay. Well, you can just do it then because you're actually there in the audience. Like I said, Earthlings, I'm a little worried about her. So, we are going to be doing some rounding, Joe. Remember that Joe here is from the planet of no math. He has been watching all of his videos and he has learned about rounding. So we're going to let him talk us through what we need to do. Okay? You should have already done this. You're just going to check and see if Joe's correct. Okay, Joe. You have to find the digit that you're rounding to. Okay. So if I'm rounding to the nearest whole number, that would be the 0. Underline the neighbor. Okay. The neighbor's 6. Now what do I do? 5 or more, raise the score. 4 or less, let it rest. Okay. So this is 5 or more. So Joe, am I going to raise it? Affirmative. Okay. If all of you agree, shake your head yes. Okay. So that means that this 0 can only do one of 2 things. It's either going to stay the same or raise up to the next number. Because the neighbor is 5 or more, it's going to raise up, and everything after it will drop off. So what we're really saying is 10 and 63/100ths is closer to 11 than it is to 10. Okay, Joe, take it away. Find the digit in the 10th place. Okay, what digit is that? 6. Underline the neighbor. Okay, so Joe told me that I draw a circle around the 6 and I underline the 3. I hope that's what all of you out there in computer land did. Okay, Joe? Okay, now I have to say the rhyme. 5 or more, raise a score. 4 or less, get a rest. Okay, so it's less, so I'm going to give it a rest, which means I keep everything in front of it. This 6 right here can only do one of 2 things. It's either going to stay the same or raise up to the next number. Since this is less than 5, it's going to stay the same, and everything after it, of course, is going to drop off. Joe, you did a terrific job with that. Thank you so much. I hope you will join us, and again from the audience. She really doesn't have a whole lot of people to choose from the audience here. I think she's going a little over the edge. Thanks, Joe. You did a great job. I'm so happy he likes to volunteer. So the last thing that we're going to do today is we're going to compare this number. So what I want you to do is to write 10 and 63/100ths. On your paper, I want you to put a circle. That's where our inequality symbol is going to go. And inequality symbols are greater than, less than, or equal to. And then you're going to put 10.7. Now, the way I've taught you to compare is to write the numbers vertically, like this. So I'm going to stop right there, ask you to pause, and I want you to compare these 2 decimal numbers. You should have had time to do that, and you should be unpaused. Now, remember that you put zeros in to make the digits the same. Now, I have some strategies here. I can think about money, and I can think that I know if I have $10.70, that's going to be more than $10.63. Or you can use the method that I've taught you in looking at one place value at a time. That's the same. It doesn't tell me anything. Those are both zeros in the ones place. It doesn't tell me anything. Now I see a 6 and a 7, and I know that 7 is more. So my alligator is always going to eat the larger number. There's its teeth. And the way that I would read this is I would say 10 and 63 hundredths is less than 10 and 7 tenths. Thank you for joining me for today's episode of Decimal in the Day of the Day. Audience members, be sure to leave the auditorium carefully. Don't be running and falling over anyone. Make sure that you get your tickets and are ready to go for tomorrow's episode of the Decimal of the Day show. Let's hear it, everybody. Woo, 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 woo. See you tomorrow.